there is no balance. You know, if it were a little more even as far as distribution of Republicans and Democrats, I think you'd see more people kind of working together towards compromise. They don't have to compromise right now. So we cannot get it on it because the Secretary of State's office, you're right, is supposed to oversee and make sure that all these counties are following the rules and that their numbers aren't out of whack and that they're purging the voter rolls. But they're not doing that. And they're not going to do that until the makeup of, you know, our state offices and the legislature changes. And I need your help in doing that. I mean,
Don't move.
I don't know how else we're going to get anything accomplished in this state. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse. Yes, sir.
Yes, I was just going to say that, you know, it's important that we, the people, have the power of the vote. You have to encourage your family members, your friends, your neighbors, anyone you can, because we have the power to remove them or reelect them. But it's up to each and every one of us to go out there and work on that process and try to encourage those that plan on moving, don't move because you can run. And go to another location or another city or another state because it's just going to follow you. So you got to stand and fight. This is what our forefathers taught us. Stand and fight for your rights. It's really important that we do that.
That is true. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay!
The governor of Texas just tweeted out this morning, there was something, you know, about all the people who are moving from California into places like Texas, and he said basically, you're moving because the taxes are so high. Just remember that when you get to Texas, because we plan on keeping it that way. So all you Californians coming to Texas, don't even try it. Yes, Ruth.
Actually, we were just in Texas as the Mom's Caravan, and what we saw there was very concerning with illegal immigration. And I'm a little late today, and the reason being is that I did receive a call, intake of yet another American citizen murdered by an illegal alien. So that is a concern of many of us here. I'd like to know what you...
Yeah, thank you, Ruth, for being here. Can you just, if you don't mind, briefly tell them your story and why you're involved in this group?
Well, first of all, I am an ordained chaplain with the Remembrance Project. It is an organization that has been shining a light on the atrocities that have been committed here in the United States at the hands of illegal aliens on American citizens. My husband was a police officer. He answered the call. It was a very simple call at a bank. This man had a gun, decided to shoot my husband. He left my husband paralyzed from the chest down. We were told that this man was in the country illegally. He had been arrested the week before for the same crime, but instead of being held and being tagged for deportation hearings, he was released on bail. This crime was 100% preventable, as are the many other thousands of crimes that are preventable. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate this woman standing before us. She is the greatest thing in the California State Senate.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I know it's hard to, you know, talk about that story. Her husband ultimately did succumb to his injuries and is no longer with us. So it's a very sensitive issue. She's happily remarried now, though, and has a wonderful husband, but that's not something that goes away. And so she advocates on behalf of all the victims out there. With respect to the immigration situation in California, you know, Gavin Newsom, who is now our governor, he was the one pushing, he's very proud of the fact that he made San Francisco a sanctuary city. And now, as you know, we are a sanctuary state. So I don't anticipate that that's going to change with new leadership. If anything, it'll, you know, because it's all about the resistance, which is, this is the frustrating part. You know, when President Obama was in office, obviously I didn't agree with him politically, but I wasn't out harassing people and doing some of the things that are going on now. You gotta wait your turn, you know, you gotta earn that position. What we're seeing now is craziness, and California has decided that anything the current president does, they're going to do the opposite. And everything he tries to change, they're going to try to counter that. And that is just very counterproductive for all of you, because they are playing this game of, you know, chicken with one another. And in the meantime, everyone else's lives are kind of very much being affected. And that's just not, this is not a game, this is just not a game. So for me, I have not supported any of these bills that have come forward with allowing people to vote who aren't supposed to be here, giving them special treatment because they're facing deportation. That's just nonsense. You're not going to give more rights to people who aren't legal citizens than you're going to give to the people who were born here and who are American citizens. That's backwards. So you don't have to worry that I'm somehow going to change my perspective on that, but I will tell you that you are going to see more bills in the legislature that you're not going to like. So we just have to be loud about it. We'll go here, and then we'll go in the back to Josh. Yes, sir.